So guys, we're going to talk about the whole thing, but we're going to start on the back because I know that's the part that frustrated a lot of us. So, as these come back to you, there's nothing written on them. I've looked at them, but we're just going to have to do another self-grade because I just had to pivot our lesson pretty dramatically. Guys, I even I knew I was going to pivot the lesson and not do 7, 1, 4, 5, 6. We were going to do Desmos, but then, life being funny made me pivot again. You know what happens if you pivot and pivot again? Yeah, you go in a circle.
Oh, I thought you just...
Or if you pivot back.
I thought you just spontaneous combusted.
Yeah, sometimes.
Because you ran out of gas, or the gas just didn't want to
So we're going to talk about that in a second. No, please tell me you're joking.
They added it. It's literally a word. They added buses into other
I don't know. I think that's pretty sus. Hey, don't do that. Like, if you fall and crack your head on it, like, I do not need a concussion from math class. So, like you're watching your classmates do, if you read the board, turn in your homework. Turn in your homework. The No Yellow Box Challenge is happening. Owen, I think, went home. I heard his stomach was hurting earlier. We're going to talk about this. Shama's not here. Owen's not here. Gwen is here.
How'd your game day go last night?
I lost again.
Oh, man.
I did get a treasure, and I didn't die in the depths, so I got points, but I lost. Clank Catacombs. So, real quick to talk about homework. If you're reading the board, yeah, and this was before I knew the internet was broken, so I wasn't sure then, and I'm still not sure. Check it out, because I know some of you guys have already grabbed 714 or 5 or 6 or whatever, because they're all back. You don't need to. So stop for a moment. We're talking about this. If then you decide to grab them, that's up to you. But I want to talk about this because it's on the board up there. That's not what we're doing today. We're switching that. It's going on Monday. However, let's talk about why and the fact that we're not going to do every question on those worksheets. No, I'm not giving you 3 homeworks in one night. That would be evil. I think some of you think I'm already evil for giving you 1 homework every night. So, 714. And because somebody asked me yesterday, they're like, how are we going to do 3 lessons in one day? Because you guys already know most of this. It's just like reinforcement and practicing. 714 is about equations with fraction and decimal coefficients. What's coefficient? Anyone learn it yet?
I know we learned it, but
Gwen?
I don't remember, but it's something with variables and constants.
It's the value multiplied by the variable. Right? So the coefficient. So now we're going to work with fractions and decimals. But guys, check out what they then ask us to do. Use, back there, you could have seen we used a reciprocal to multiply with that fraction. Now with a decimal coefficient, well, guys, what does this look like we're going to do? We just practiced it this week. If you have decimals on both sides but don't want decimals on both sides, who what? How? Alex, please stop. It's distracting. Multiply by what? Guys, what did we do to do the decimal destroying?
Multiply it by itself.
Not itself.
By the other number.
Multiply it by like a.
So you could divide by 0.85 here. We know that. But if we wanted to deal with the decimal, we can do the decimal destroyers, right? Multiply by 100, and that'll deal with that. And then 716. Hey guys, we're doing this Monday. I just wanted to tell you like what was going on. 716 with fractions. What's this look like we're going to do? Fraction busters. So guys, we will do this Monday, but if you've already grabbed those homeworks, realize we're not going to do every single question. I'm going to tell you certain ones to skip. Wasn't ready today because that wasn't what I was going to do today. As of this morning, I thought we were going to Desmos today. And I still want to do those Desmoses because Marble Slides is super fun. We'll do it at some point when the internet's not broken. Right now, let's talk about the mastery. Yes.
The internet's on.
Okay. So, this problem. Now, luckily, I did not lie to you guys like I did to the morning class about how far away the cat was and how far away the dog was, and that was an accident. I got to be careful when I say things like lied to the class. Like, I didn't mean to. We were working fast in the morning class, like a few days ago, and we said that the cat was 4 away. How far is the cat actually? 13. We said that the dog was 2 away, and that should have, I should have caught that. How far away is the dog actually? 9, right? So when we start setting up this work, we're going to set up, our cat's 13 away. The rooster gave us that 45.
That's a hawk.
Hawk, sorry, thank you. The rooster gave us the 21, and the dog was 9 away. Then, ooh, and I should have, sorry, I'm going too fast. I meant to go over. Because we said don't do C until you've done B, right?
Yeah.
So, we should probably go over B. If I haven't lost my answer key. I swear I had my answer key. It was out. I used it last class. It's not. Aha! We're just going to ignore that. All right, part A. Guys, really all you had to show was 48 equals to 48. But that was to prep you to get in the habit of we're multiplying distance by weight. We're multiplying distance by weight. So then, so I'm trying to get the white background. On part B, and guys, this is where really you needed to make sure part B made sense before doing part C. They tell us X and Y together are 18. Guys, if you need to get a piece of graph paper or something, you are welcome to grab that. If you've realized, like, oh, I made mistakes, I'm going to need to revise that. Because, like, I'm just going to let you guys hang on to these if you need to revise them. Now, if you're happy with everything, you can just turn it in at the end of class. But so what we set up is that 10x equals 2y, because we know they need to multiply and equal multiply. But you cannot solve with 2 variables. You can't. Now, you guys might be used to y equals mx plus b, right? Y equals 5x plus 8. But, like, I can't solve either of those unless I know one of them. So, instead of working with 2 different variables, we're going to work with just one. I isolated the y because we're used to isolating y. That lets me substitute. Anywhere that I saw a y, I can substitute trapdoor. Distribute to both. So then 36 minus 2x, ooh, I got x's on both sides. I know what to do now, algebra. Any questions on how part B worked? Part C was essentially the same. We set up that the cat and the dog are 32 pounds. I'm a dog person, so I isolated the D for dog. You could have also isolated the C for cat. Either way, we're going to get the same answers. What this lets me do is deal with my two different variables and take it down to just a single variable when I substitute. What's the trapdoor? The distribution. So make sure we distribute to both and make sure that we have a negative C value, right? Here it's negative 9C. If you did the cat equals, you'd have like negative 13C over here. But I'm just going to show you the dog way. And guys, now combine like terms and then do algebra. Now guys, hold up. Look up here. What I did was I said, okay, I don't like negative 9C. I'm going to add 9C. But I was running out of board, and I said, you know what? I only worked with the variables. The next step I'm going to do is the constants. But since this was just moving the C's over there, could I at the same time do minus 45, since now I know the C's came over here, so I'm going to need to get rid of that 45. Yeah, you can do this at the same time. I would make sure you're color coding or something like that. Now, do you need to do them at the same time? No. But can you get away with it? Yeah. Because some of you guys have asked me, wait, can I just do both of these at the same time? You can. It's just opening up the door for mistakes. So be careful. If you're doing multiple steps at once, be careful. We then get to 22C equals 264. And you guys know, how do we get C by itself? Divide. So then the cat is 12 pounds. And the cat's 12 pounds. How much is the dog? 20. Questions? Who made this way harder than it needed to be? Guys, my goal, like as a teacher, my goal is to like help you decipher. Anything can be difficult. Anything can be made easier, not necessarily easy, but easier using the right strategy. Did you do C equals 32 minus D?
No, I did 32 minus D equals C. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, you just did the other isolated variable. Did you get the same answers?
Yes.
Yep, different. You took a different road, got to the same place. Kylie? You probably made an arithmetic mistake somewhere up here or forgot to distribute something. Like if you look through your work and check it, you should be able to find like a mistake happened somewhere. You know what I mean? Like there's some mistake somewhere.
Can I borrow some duct tape? Or can I use some duct tape?
For what?
My shoe is broken.
Bro, talk to me after class. Nothing more middle school than like we're in the middle of doing math. Can I borrow duct tape?
I did.
Yes, Alex. Sweet, let's do it again. I am going to copy this and be a little cheater because I don't feel like writing every... Oh, come on. Get the 13C also. Ha.
Couldn't you just press control and then click on it?
Yeah, Arlo. You're smarter than me. Way to rub it in.
Control and just copy the entire problem.
Do you understand how we got the setup? Because that's the first thing that we have to like make sure it makes sense. We are doing the sum of the products, right? Lots of math vocab. The sum, so we're going to add the two animals together, of their products. So the cat's value ends up being 13C because it's 13 away. C is going to be its weight. The hawk is 5 pounds, but 5 times 9 gives us a like seesaw value of 45. The rooster, 7 away, 3 pounds, gives us 21, and the 90 for the dog. Good there? Yeah. So I'm going to go the other way now. Instead of doing D equals, I'm going to go C equals. Because I've got D equals on the other screen, and of course all of this is being recorded. C would equal 32 minus D, because C plus D are 32. because 8 pounds got taken up. Now, guys, I could have, and this just said the cat and the dog weigh 32 pounds. Yeah, I could have. Guess what? I want you to think. I'm here to make you think. So, yeah, I could have just told you that, or you could have just figured it out. Sorry, a couple people were complaining to me, why didn't I just type that cat and dog equal 32? Because it's not my job to give you the answers. It's my job to make you think. So now, if cat is 32 minus d, where I have cat, or my variable c, we're going to replace that. I can just keep writing in blue. So 13 times, split this up a little bit, 32 minus d, 45, 21, 9d. Somebody help me out. 13 times 32.
416.
You want to take the 13 times the 32 minus d.
Oh,
So it came from the 13 times c, because the cat's 13 away. Its weight is c. Using this equation, we got to cat will be 32 minus d. Because up here, we did minus d minus b, 32 minus d.
Stella Zerilli, please come to the Perry office. Stella Zerilli, please come to the Perry office.
I need you to keep pressing, keep asking. I don't know what is not making sense.
I just don't understand how you guys like the 13 times 32 minus d.
So, did you understand how we had this step? So what I'm doing now is replacing this variable c. I don't like the green highlighting that. I'm replacing this variable c with what we said c equals, which is 32 minus whatever the dog weighs. So I plug in the whole 32 minus whatever the dog weighs. That's substitution, right? The math vocab is substitution. Distribute plus 45, 21 plus 9d. Guys, if I haven't said it in here or haven't said it enough times, the smartest people ask the most questions. And you're putting yourself out there. It's kind of like taking a risk when you're saying no, I still don't get it. But guys, you're giving me the feedback that it still doesn't make sense. What did I write down wrong?
Wouldn't it be 13d instead of 32?
Yes, my bad.
Yeah.
You get a piece of candy.
No. Yeah. Because I saw it was on my paper.
So 13 times 32 got the 416. 13 times negative d is what I wrote down wrong. Should be, I'm just going to do plus the negative because I like that better. Negative 13.
Did you grow up with that? Is it just something that you grew
I
up with?
absolutely did not grow up with that. It is because of teaching math that I have decided it makes more sense when we work positives and negatives, not minus. It just, in our brain, it makes more sense. In the world, when you go to the grocery store, you're not minusing money. You're adding a negative amount because you put food in your cart, you added, but that food is going to cost you money, you added negative. That's how the world works.
Imagine if you actually minus money at a store. You're like, okay, they're like, okay, subtract 50 cents from your $1 bill. You just tear it in half and then you just put it in the slot machine under there.
61, 461.
I hate subtraction.
Honestly, I really wish it's how currency works, though.
I have minus $8.
And from here, it's algebra. Right? We're going to add 13d, we're going to subtract 21, we're going to do the algebra after that.
Oh, and then it was equal.
Yep. And then we'll get to d equals 20.
Okay.
And once d is 20, then we can figure out the cat's 12.
Okay, that makes sense.
On the front,
My socks.
Zane, Harry, and Niall do not all go one direction. Yes, I think I'm clever. Don't worry, my wife agrees with you. She gave me a very big eye roll when I told her that joke. She said, "You know that's not a joke." And I said, "You don't know what jokes are."
And what did she say back?
Actually, I did not say that because I'm smarter than to say
I was
that to
gonna
her.
say, you really shouldn't be saying that to your wife.
You guys know me well enough. You know that, nah, I'm smarter than that.
Great financial decision.
Harry, his equation we could represent with h of x. It's 20x plus 500. Niall starts with nothing, but he's putting 60 every week. And Zane starts with 1,000, taking away 10 every week. This is why they don't go one direction. And because Harry went and did his own thing.
Everybody's got a bully Zane. No bully Zane, guys.
Well, he did make a poor financial decision.
No, he didn't. He got. Think of how many free games he got from that.
So, check it.
How many games he 100?
Check it. I told you guys, use whatever resources you wanted. You guys, the reason I structured the test like I did was to try to get you to think about what is the maximum amount that I need on my graph, right? Their final balances. I wanted you to think about that before you ever got down to the graphing situation. Another great way we can do that is using Desmos so that I can like visualize it before I get there. We can change the color of our lines by long holding, right? Long hold, you're changing color. So Niall, I'm going to go ahead and make green to match what I put on my paper. And Zane, play in the Xbox.
Dude, he got so many free games from that.
Notice, this sucks. Guys, quite frankly, this graph right now kind of sucks. If I zoom out far enough to see anything, then I can't really see anything. And if I zoom in, then I can't see my axes. How we fix that? Look up here, because I'm trying to teach you more about Desmos. We click the gear. And we know where our x's need to go. That's time, right? X is our time. How many months is it going to be? 5 years, 8 months. So how many months is that? 68. Should I only go to 68? No, I'm going to go past it, right? Like 75, I don't know, just something past it. Make a negative just so you can see the y-axis, right? By making my x minimum negative, then I can see this axis. Why can't I see my y-axis right now? My y minimum is positive. That's why I can't see the other axis. So now if I make that negative, I don't know, negative 500, how high up do we need to go? Well, if you had made your tables, that's why I asked about that second. If you made your tables, you'd find out who ends up with the most money. Niall, how much does he end up with?
4,080.
So go past that. Let's go to 5,000. Now that I've made this graph in Desmos, now I can make it manually by saying, oh, I needed my y-axis to go to 5,000. So when I go to make my graph, I will count. Now, I don't know why, but I feel like this graph should be this direction. I don't know why, but like I feel like it should be horizontal. You don't have to make it this way. But if I need to get to 5,000, I'm going to do 5,000 divided by how many boxes, and then make the number nicer, right? So that's how we scale. If you need a refresher, that's part of why we're doing this. So your graph needs, guys, your y-axis needs to go past 4,080. Your graph needs to show all of the guys for their entire time. So if you need to make your graph again, that's okay. But it needs to go past 4,080. Sorry, wrong. I drug over the wrong thing. And then your graph needs to go past 68. Guys, here's the other really cool thing about Desmos. We're used to doing y equals. And if I do a y equals line, it's straight across. But what's stopping me from doing x equals? Nothing is stopping me from doing x equals. Do x equals 68. That's our final balance, right? What's his final balance? What's his final balance? What's his final balance? What is our intersection point? Now, did anyone have an issue or a concern about what we found for the intersection point? Our graph, equal values method, whatever way you do it, you should get 12.5. No, because I only asked about where Harry and Niall intersect. Yeah, that question only asked about Harry and Niall.
Didn't bother
How often are Harry and Niall putting that money into their savings? Every month. Are they doing it on the half months? No. Guys, look up here. I can tell some of you aren't like caring about what's going on. This is your answer. You should have 12 and a half months and $750. However, I did this on purpose to make you think. Again, that's my job. Are they actually investing money continuously? No. They're actually investing money chunk at a time. What we've been doing is continuous graphs, right? They go on forever. It looks like it goes on forever. If we were to make this graph actually accurate, what it would look like, do you know what it's called? Because that's the nickname, is a step function.
Oh, so it's not.
So this sort of graph is actually called a piecewise. Guys, what this would actually look like, I'm going to do black so you can see it, is Harry started with a certain amount and had that amount for a month. Then the next month, he put in more money and had that amount. Then the next month, he put in more money and had that amount. Then the next, and it, like, you'll have straight lines because your balance stays the same. Instead of what we've been doing, so hint, hint, nudge, nudge, we're about to change what we've been doing and be a bit more critical about what we're graphing. Right, Sarah?
Yeah.
100% though, you're not paying attention. Coloring on your shoes sure looks entertaining, but it's definitely not helping you understand the math better. Questions, because I got 5 minutes. And that's with my having to pivot twice today. This is all I ended up planning.
Can I use
Sasha?
Oh, I don't have anything anymore. Sorry.
If you had stuff that matched what I had and your graph is good and shows all of the lines and yada, 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 turn it back in. If you need to do any revisions, grab a piece of graph paper and start that.
Can I borrow?
I thought I understood this. I kind of did. I didn't understand the way you did it.
Yeah.
But I did figure out the answer.
Sweet. Did we use algebra? Like, did we like the method that I put up there? So
I didn't know how to.
So I would like you to try it again, actually using the algebra. And I can put that screen back up if you need, but we need to practice like doing the algebra. No, I mean I just would like you to do it too. Math is not about right and wrong, right? Math is just from okay, it kind of is. I see your facial. It is about right and wrong, but that's not what this is about. You're in a mastery school under the pretense of it's about learning, it's about growing, it's about being comfortable with what we're doing, right? So I want you comfortable doing the algebra. So excuse me guys, I see you, but like I'm in the middle of something. I want you comfortable with it. And this is why we're practicing this, is taking an expression, subbing it in, and that's what I can tell that you were a little iffy about, right? This is what we're really practicing here, is that substitution, and then, I didn't make this up here if you want to get me an idea. Yeah, we just do separate piece of graph paper, just practice it one more time. The D equals solves out differently once you substitute. Yeah, the D equals solves out different once you sub. Yes, please. Yes. What do you mean? Oh, that's your scaling is your scaling, dude. As long as you went as far as you needed to and as high as you needed to, you're good. On this, what second? What are you talking about? Like here?
Yeah, you just said that you got rid of it, but like how?
What do you mean? I didn't say I got this negative 2x.
Like here you went to here, and
So from them telling us that the weights are 18 apart, we knew x plus y is 18. This gap is 18. So if I think about what just y is, it would be 18 take away whatever x is. So if x is 5, y will be left with 13. Right? Whatever x is going to determine what y is. You with me still? So we know y is 18 minus x. We then take that And wherever we see a y, because we know what y quote unquote equals, we replace this y with what we know y equals. And that's how we got rid of the y from showing up. We replaced it. We substituted it. And then we do algebra. Yep. Thank you, Joe.
Can I please borrow some duct tape?
In this red drawer, yes, you may.
My shoes
There
are
is
big.
black and there is silver.
I think I'll go with black. That way it blends more.
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't be in here, but yeah. Joe, that's a lot.
Yeah, I know. My shoes are a lot broken.
All right.
It's like way broken.
My shoes a lot broken.
Exactly. Grammar of the year 2023.
What up, Zing? Yeah, it's accurate. Well, except for the time's wrong right now, so I need a AA battery. But yeah, the math works out. It is correct. All right, go to lunch. Have a great weekend. That's fine. Yeah, then you sub that in for the X. Right, so replace the X.
Okay, is it okay if I work with you this lunch period?
I'm going to be setting up a forum for a little bit, but then I can help you. Like, I can help you a little bit. but
Okay,
probably not
what should I be?
continuously.
Where should I go?
Probably Combs' room.
Okay.
I wrote it down. So just like that.
Does it make sense?
I think so, because you do that, and then you.
So wait, what is this? Because that's supposed to be non-D for dog. D for dog. Sorry, would you ask?
When are we supposed to?
When? If you're ready, now is fine. Yeah. So that's why. So here, highlighting can really help. So the reason this shows up is over here we have D equals 32 minus C. And here we have D. Well, okay, if
We
we
substitute that.
Yeah,
32 minus C.
we know what D is, quote unquote. We don't really, but kind of. We sub that in, we do the math, then we can algebra.
Wait. So then where do you get the minus?
9 times 32 gave us this. 9 times negative C
Oh yeah.
gave us this.
Okay. And then we just try to make it C equals.
Yep, so these added together, right, 21 and 288. That's the only thing that happened between here and here. Then we added 9C to both sides,
And we minus 45.
and we can minus 45 from both sides, which gets us to 22C, 264.
Okay, I think I get it.
Sweet. I just want you guys feeling more comfortable, right? Like
Do
it's
I just staple it to the
Yep, that'd be perfect. It's not really about like right, wrong, like it's about getting comfortable with this stuff. What's up? Oh yeah, top drawer right here. Sorry, that's also why I started to put it in the drawers. If I forget and you guys remember, I trust you guys. Like if I look up and I see you in my candy drawer, I'll remember. Oh yeah, I told her get a piece of candy.
Thank you.
You are welcome. How rude. No, they just said, "Oh my gosh, shut up."